Hey there, Stephen Indrisano here, writer and creator of Shelterwood, a Suburban Gothic. If you enjoy the show and would like access to early and ad-free listening, please consider joining our Patreon community. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the show.
Shelterwood contains mature themes and graphic content that may not be suitable for all audiences. For a full list of content warnings, please check our transcript in the episode description. Listener discretion is advised. Last time on Shelterwood.
I'm in a pine forest of some kind. There's a path forward, but it looks like it goes for a while.
Me? Oh, usually I'm Willow.
And maybe even tonight, I'll be you.
Nicholas, it's me, Henry. We met in the town hall basement. Help me!
You hear this, Saul? It's the gate.
We've been expecting ya. I bet you're hungry. Oh, is that thing still recording?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Wow, you're really devoted to radio, huh?
Sure. It's hard to fully express what happens in the moments after real trauma. You would think, based on the movies, that trauma is like a small explosion in your brain, made out of bad feelings. You would think that it would feel like everyday pain, but far worse, a mental anguish akin to having your hand forcibly held down to a hot grill. But living in the immediate aftermath of something horrible, something like what happened to me in the woods, for example, is much more like finding yourself awake in a dream turning sour. The details of your surroundings are both vague and hyper-specific. In the Night Owl Diner, I can remember the crimson pleather that we sat on, how it clashed somewhat with the cherry pink tile. I can remember the sharp, nutty smell of burning coffee. I can remember John Leslie's frank, naked pity, his earnest desire for me to be okay in a moment where I was anything but. But I cannot remember what I said, how I felt, what I thought, who I was. The Night Owl Diner could have been anywhere. That is, I think, the appeal. It's what I needed that night.
So listen, now I called William Brewster when I got up to use the bathroom. He's gonna come down and take care of you. And he'll be picking up the tab, so you order whatever you like. You look a bit skinny there. How long were you out in those woods there, Nick?
Month, maybe longer. I was with Henry Gold for a while. Did you ever meet him?
Oh, yeah, Henry Gold. Yeah, I meet most folks who come into town. Shame he decided to head out. Yeah, we would have loved to get to know him better. So how is the big guy?
John,
Hi. Oh, sorry. Sorry, it has been such a wide rush tonight. What can I get for you boys?
Oh, hi there, Lauren. Yeah, I won't be staying long. I'm just waiting for Will. But I think 2 coffees, plate of fries, shake, Nick, chocolate or vanilla.
Oh, chocolate, I guess.
Oh, a chocolate shake it is. And a short stack of pancakes, 2 eggs scrambled, extra cheese. And, what's the pie you got in this week?
Cherry. Sweet as sin and twice as satisfying.
Oh, yeah, I'll have one of them to go.
You've got it, sugar. Anything else for you, hun?
Do you serve chicken and waffles?
For you, sugar? Anything.
I'd really like that.
Coming right up.
So, what were you saying about Henry? It wasn't good news, was it?
No. He's dead. Something out there. It got him. Sorry, I hate crying in public.
Hey, it's no bother to me. I cry at the movies.
Mr. DeRoso? Mr. Leslie?
Right back here, sir.
Oh, thank goodness. Nicholas, you look terrible. What happened?
I was out in the woods. I got lost, and this thing started following me. Henry, from the basement, he saved me, and we walked together for a long time, but it came back, and it got him, and I froze. Shit, I'm sorry. I can't.
Thank you for calling me, John. I'll take things from here.
Yeah, my pleasure. I hope you don't mind, but I bought myself a slice of pie.
You've more than earned it. I'll see you soon.
Sure. I'll be at the counter for a few more minutes if you need me.
I will certainly let you know. Nicholas, I am so sorry you had to go through that. It was Willow, wasn't it?
Yes. You know about that thing?
Believe it or not, that thing used to live in Shelterwood. She was part of the neighborhood watch, but she felt the call of the wild and took to the woods. She changed. Somehow, I don't know. Willow has killed a lot of people. Is that what happened to Henry Gold?
Yes.
God damn it! Excuse me. It's always difficult when this happens. Mr. Gold had chosen to leave Shelterwood. Now, I fear, he'll simply be lost.
How often does this happen?
Too often. We've tried to stop Willow in the past, but the woods are deceptive.
I noticed.
All right, gentlemen. 1 plate of fries, 2 cups of coffee, cream and sugar on the table there. 1 chocolate shake, a short stack, 2 eggs, scrambled, extra cheese, and a special order of chicken and waffles for the brooding young man.
And Mr. Leslie has his slice of pie, I trust?
Yes, he does. Ugh, that old coot would raise a cane otherwise. You know that.
Wonderful.
Anything else I can do you for, sir?
I'll take a cola when you have the chance.
Yes, sir. Coming right up.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nicholas. As the kids say, dig in.
Look, I'm not sure I can eat now. Not after everything.
Try.
Okay, all right. Is there any way I can pay you back? Look, I lost my backpack, and that's where I had all of my money, and... God, and my phone. Shit.
Nicholas, the only payment I require is your company.
Try to imagine this strange scene. Nicholas, emaciated, grimy, haunted, and traumatized. William Brewster, tall, composed, concerned, and paternal. 2 men in a diner booth. The server, Lauren, I picture her wearing horn-rimmed glasses, a checkered outfit to match the decor. I picture old booths, worn down by the hungry masses who have passed through like so many daydreams. And what is that playing on the jukebox? What is a Shelterwood jukebox even like? These are the questions that remain, the unknowns that line Nick's journey like wildflowers. Luckily, we don't have to wonder about the food.
This is all really good.
The Night Owl Diner is, in my humble opinion, one of Shelterwood's crowning jewels. Fascinating places, diners. Originally, they were modeled off the dining cars and trains. That's why you have the booths, the countertops. Over time, they adopted all this chrome and neon. But at the heart, they're a traveler's respite. Tell me, Mr. DeRoso, are you still traveling? Or have you come to rest?
I'm still looking for Sadie, if that's what you're asking. I didn't just go through hell for a month to turn around and go home, you know?
How can I help?
Well, practically speaking, I'm at a complete loss. My body is exhausted. I watched a man die tonight. I heard him die, you know? And on top of that, all of my stuff is gone, which includes the list of properties and my spare batteries and chargers and SD cards and everything for the mic. And I guess I could survive without the microphone, but I don't know. It was my companion out there, and in a way I don't think I can explain. Have you ever been isolated for that long? It's torture. And this mic, it's my link to Solomon, and Solomon is my link to the world. So without all of that, I just don't know.
We have batteries in Shelterwood, Nicholas.
Okay, but I don't have anything anymore. I'm fucked. Don't you get that?
I understand you're under duress, Mr. DeRoso, but this is a family establishment, and I will ask you to refrain from profaning in front of the children.
Sorry, I feel so hopeless.
Why don't you stay with me? I have the room. I live alone, so you wouldn't have to worry about intruding. And I know that you must have many, many questions. We could do a little interview tonight, before I get you set up. For your show, it might calm your nerves.
I don't know.
Nicholas, I know that perhaps I am a difficult man to trust. You met me under what must seem to be incredibly strange circumstances. But this place, it's not just a paradise. It's a neighborhood. We take care of each other. Please, even if for just one night. I hate to think of you sleeping outside again after everything you've been through.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I do love to host. Now, allow me to settle the bill and we can head there post-haste.
Sure. Hey, can I, which way to the restrooms? I'd like to wash my face. I'm sure I look like death.
Oh, of course. Right back that way.
Thanks. Hey, what? Saul, there's graffiti in here. I've always been fascinated by graffiti, that oldest of human instincts to mark a space as their own. Every tag is, to me at least, a kind of howl into the void, and I am here against an environment built by someone or something else. On my more sentimental days, I think about graffiti as modern cave drawings. So, when I found graffiti in Shelterwood, well, I had to investigate. Okay. There's black marker on the mirror. It says, "Here lives the Rat King." Hold on. And by investigate, I mean go stall by stall and document everything that I could. Bingo, more graffiti. Whoa, okay. So, wow. There's some really vile, racist, and homophobic stuff here. So, okay. It seems like there's 2, maybe 3 people marking this stall up. Blue, red, and black markers. The blue marker, they kick things off with just an absolute classic. Kilroy was here. It says a little guy with his forget it, just Google it. Okay, there's a red marker, right? And they tried to scratch that out. And then there's this screed they wrote on the wall. I would read it to you, but honestly, it's just a loose collection of slurs concerning the blacks, the Jews, the gays, so on. It's disturbing to see for sure, but not, I don't know, shocking. Like, given the demographics of the folks eating at the diner. Look, I'm not stunned, is all I'm saying. But then, there's this black marker over top of a lot of the incoherent hatred. They've scrawled out in massive letters, "Shame on you." And then on the opposite wall here, again, really big lettering, "You will all be seen." It is a dramatic look for a diner bathroom.
Listener, let it never be said that Nicholas DeRoso is anything but thorough. From what we can hear, the man damn near kicked down the door to the last stall to investigate the potential for a clue hidden in the bathroom graffiti.
Okay. Well, so, black marker again. Just the black marker this time. The wall in here it's that same, like, pink tile as out in the diner proper. Look, it makes for a striking canvas. The whole back wall here has a kind of, I don't know, insignia? It's like, okay, picture this. A kid's drawing of a house. It's in a circle, but it's upside down and, I don't know, dripping maybe? Oh, wait. Oh my God. It's an eye. This is a house upside down in the middle of an eye. Okay, and along the side there's a list of names, and here, I'll read a few. Hemingway Mittman, Francis Herrera, Logan Zisk, Virginia Segelstrom. There's a lot here. And at the bottom, in memoriam.
Mr. DeRoso? Is everything all right in there?
Yes, sorry. I just, I was in the woods for a long time, so...
All right. Well, I've settled the bill, and I'll be right out front, okay?
Yeah, you got it, boss. God. You got it, boss. Ugh. Okay, listen, Solomon, something is very definitely up here. I think my best bet is to go with William, but I don't know. I'm worried. Well, over and out for now, I guess.
After the break, some much-needed answers. Stay with us. Despite his fatigue and shock, Nick did something frankly incredible after arriving at William Brewster's home. He took him up on his offer and sat down for an interview.
All right, so, we're just gonna start by setting some levels. Can you say a few words?
Sure. How's about I sing the body electric? The armies of those I love engirth me, and I engirth them. They will not let me off till I go with them, respond to them, and discorrupt them, and charge them full with the charge of the soul.
Do you have that whole poem memorized?
Through to the end. Oh, I say these are not the parts and poems of the body only, but of the soul. Oh, I say now these are the soul. A wonderful poem. Walt Whitman is an American genius. That's what I think.
Personally, I was always partial to a noiseless, patient spider myself.
Another excellent selection. I knew I liked you, Mr. DeRoso. You and I are kindred spirits.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right. I have promised you answers, and answers you shall receive.
Let's start with the basics. Who exactly are you?
My name is William Abraham Brewster. I am the chief architect of Shelterwood and a founding member of the Homeowners Association. Not a house gets built in this neighborhood that does not pass my inspection.
And how long have you held that position?
The turn of the millennium, 1895.
Sorry, you must mean 1995.
I most certainly do not. I came to Shelterwood over a century ago, well, at least in your years. Time, as you have found, works differently in this neighborhood. The air here does wonders for your health.
Sorry, I hope this won't come off as, rude, but you don't look over 100 years old.
That's because I was 42 when I arrived here. I have aged somewhat, that's true. But if I age, it's only because that is what I desire to do. Desire. Willpower. That's what drives Shelterwood.
It's hard for me to tell if you're being literal.
Oh, I'm being completely literal. Take the Shelterwood Town Hall. When I came to Shelterwood, I was a failed architect. Or rather, architecture as a discipline had failed me. I was at the forefront of my career. An up-and-comer, a luminary. That's what they called me. And my work, well, my work was my life. I had no other purpose. To build, to design. That is what I was made to do. There's an itch, a need to create, to make something new, something splendid. What brought me here, strangely enough, was not my success, but my failure. The one bid that I lost, the only one that mattered to me. Now, for context, the French had just unveiled a marvel of engineering, the Eiffel Tower, a structure of magnificent construction, and the envy of cities, not to mention architects, the world over. It was impressive. But in my opinion, well, it was arced metal. Striking, but more sculptural than architectural, if you ask me. Where was the humanity? The beautiful, natural order that characterizes Homo sapien. I felt that it had not earned its status as an icon. so-called wonder of the world. I could do better than that. I would do better than that. I set out to improve upon Monsieur Eiffel's work, to better it. I would design a tower of my own, a synthesis of classical Western aesthetics with what I thought of as the spirit of the American man. I worked in a fever, ideas springing forth from mind to pen for hours, days, weeks on end. When it was finally complete, my design was bold. It was fantastical. And when it was announced that the World's Fair would be coming to Chicago, my hometown, I was ready. But when I presented it to the Chicago committee, it was laughed at, Nicholas. They called my work, my life's work, monstrously ugly. An architectural abomination. Not only impossible to build, but impossible even to consider. I countered, is that not what the world said of Eiffel's work? This would be our world wonder, our miracle, a true and realized American dream. All humor left the room. The chair said, "My friend, go home and get some rest. You are confused." Then silence. I couldn't handle the rejection. I fled the room, embarrassed, emasculated. I took to the streets, just walking, ever walking. It was raining, and after a time dusk came. I knew not where I was, who I was, having failed so completely. If my design had been reviled, then what, pray tell, did that say about me? The design had been rejected. I had been rejected by my peers. The only men I thought would truly know me. Well, now they knew me. And they judged me to be disgusting. It was then, in my lowest hour, when I spied a workman's shack, humble but strong, reflected in a pool of rainwater. This image, being disturbed by the wind and precipitation, caused a peculiar effect. I saw in that pool not just one structure, but many, spreading, rippling, distorting and coming together again. That was my design. The totality of my life's work, architecture and organism, home and heart, together in a dingy gutter on a pauper street. The irony fell upon me so powerfully and so clear that I stopped where I stood and was damn near run down by a buggy. Closed my eyes and prepared to meet my end. But I was not struck. When I opened my eyes, I found that the rain had ceased. It was a dreary evening no longer. The air was bright and crisp and light. Not only had the rain ceased, the city had ceased. And that is when I saw the gate. It stood ensconced in a brick wall, without reason or apparent history. It read then the same to me as it did to you, Nicholas. Welcome to Shelterwood, land of dreams. And in that moment, I saw my future. Rows and rows of houses, acres of properties owned by the people of America. And in the middle, my tower, the Brewster Tower, the centerpiece, rising like Babel, not towards heaven, but towards the American ideal. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All of this and more simply waiting to be built. The gate was latched, but it was not locked, and so I threw it open and began my work. I dreamt up bricks and marble, wood and tile. I dreamt up statues and windows and buttresses and frescoes. And even now, my dream stands tall above Shelterwood. Every man, woman, and child here has dreamt their place in the neighborhood with my help. When I came to this place, there was no such thing as a suburb, Mr. DeRoso. There were only dreams waiting to be built.
So you made this place?
No, Nicholas. Shelterwood was always here. The wall was erected well before I arrived. What I did was seize the land, the opportunity, and allow others to follow suit. Others, perhaps, like your sister.
Help me understand what everything you just said means on a practical level. I am trying to find a person, a concrete, non-dream human being. If Sadie came here to find a new home, what would that entail?
Yes, well, that process has become refined over time, systemized. When someone arrives in Shelterwood, we determine what it is that they want. That can be freedom, family, security, wealth. Every heart holds a secret dream, and we seek to build those dreams. There is a process wherein the homeowner negotiates for the correct lot. We determine the character of their dream home, its shape and placement within the bounds of the HOA standards. Finally, the individual signs a lease, legally joining the township of Shelterwood.
And Sadie would have been able to do that at 16.
We have no rules against it. Children do arrive here sometimes, although more often than not their dreams involve security, and security involves adult supervision.
So what about their families? Jesus Christ, you're telling me when kids show up, you just house them? Like they don't have people on the outside looking for them.
Easy there, Nicholas. These are rare cases. Mostly orphans, or those fleeing abusive households, war zones. The world outside these walls is a dark and conflicted place, full of sound and fury.
So what? You're suggesting Sadie just showed up and bought a house here, that she could be living with some other family?
As I said, in deeds and registration, we have no record of any Sadie DeRoso. I am happy to help you search, but there is no guarantee she's here. Speaking of which, if I recall correctly, you said that you lost your welcome packet. Can I retrieve a new one for you? To help? That's all I want, Mr. DeRoso. Just to help.
Okay, yeah, sure. Fine. Interview paused for now.
Thank you, Nicholas. I know this is a difficult time, and our community does take some getting used to. But I think that as you explore, you'll come to like it here. I know that we have more to discuss. But for now, please take my assurance that I care about your search, and I will do everything in my power to help. I'll be right back. Feel free to peruse my library.
Well, Solomon, things have taken a turn for the weird again. This house, it's huge. I couldn't see its full outline when we arrived, but it's got to have dozens of rooms, maybe, 4 stories, plus probably a cellar. It feels like a murder mystery house, if that makes sense. So, I'm in the study, or, more likely one of the studies now, and I get the feeling that, there are more ways in and out of this room than first meet the eye. The light in here has this dappled quality, almost like I'm standing in stained glass. It makes the house feel uncomfortably still. In this house, there are paintings up on every wall, right? It's a weird mixture, mostly landscapes, a few still lifes. But in this room, it's wall-to-wall portraits, and they all look down at you.
Here we are. Oh, heavens, my apologies. I imagine you're still somewhat rattled from your experiences in the woods. I can knock in the future if it would help.
That's all right. I'm fine. Who are these portraits?
Oh, those are my protégés. Various important community figures here in Shelterwood. In fact, if you look to your right...
Is that John Leslie?
It is. He's something of a secret agent for the Homeowners Association. Not officially on payroll, so to speak, but a dedicated volunteer. He's a greeter of sorts. He's a very friendly man, as you have no doubt noticed. And we find that he sets new visitors at ease.
Huh.
When I tell you that I take pride in our community, Nicholas, I am telling you the truth. I love Shelterwood. Here. That should be everything you need for now.
Thanks, Wait, is this...
A meager stipend. I know not all men are comfortable with charity, but...
I can't take your money.
I'm afraid I insist. You'll also find a key to this house. It works on the front door, as well as the entrance through the garden. Downstairs, I've placed a bag next to your shoes. I expect you'll be in the market for new clothes, and while I certainly hope we can share a few meals during your stay, I have no illusions about your current level of distrust for me. I cannot blame you for that. But I hope this gesture is a step in the right direction. And before you object again, I can see it on your face, this is a gift. You don't owe me, Nicholas. I am very fortunate to live a life where I can afford to be generous. And frankly, I'm not so sure you're in a position to refuse. I do so wish that I could be more present tomorrow, considering everything you've been through. But I'm afraid I'm needed for a board meeting early in the morning. Feel free to make yourself at home or to go out. I only ask that if you choose not to stay with me, you leave the key and the planner out front. Your guest bedroom is set up just next door. Now, I take my leave. Good night, Mr. DeRoso. Let's sit for a longer interview soon,
Sure. I'll think it over.
Wonderful. Sleep well.
Yeah. Good night. Solomon, that man just gave me $5,000 in cash. And, of course, a new copy of the Unlist. Somewhere in these pages, these places, is Sadie. Whew. Midnight.
Next time on Shelterwood.
Solomon, I think I might be stuck out here for a long time. Shelterwood, a Suburban Gothic, was written and produced by Stephen Indrisano and Indrisano Audio, LLC. This episode featured Stephen Indrisano as Nicholas DeRoso,
Sam Stark as Solomon Crockett,
Ray O'Hare as John Leslie.
Karim Kronfli as William Brewster.
Lauren Kong as the Night Owl server.
Directed by Sivan
And Madeleine Regina.
Theme composition by Ali Hylton.
dialogue editing by Sam Stark,
Sound design by Brad Colbrook. Additional music from Monument Studios and Antonin Dvorak.
Transcripts by Rook Mogavero.
Production by Hannah Wright.
Special thanks as well to our executive funding producers, Cam Collins and the Fellowship of the Breaking Dawn, a.k.a. the Vermont Party Association. Although some of the locations, people, and events in Shelterwood may seem real, worry not. This is a work of fiction. Thank you for listening. A Bloody FM production.